Hey 3rd and 4th graders, welcome to the art studio at home. So this is our second to the last episode. Next week we're going to have a good goodbye and a big shebang to say goodbye to the art studio. But this week we're going to have fun. First things first though, I wanted to tell you, if you have not got a comment about your art from me, that means I have not seen it. So I know a lot of people were putting them in related art folders on their Seesaw. You have to put it on the art page, not the Seesaw folder, okay? So I haven't got to see it. So some people have sent me things, their parents have emailed me or put them on their siblings' pages, and that is so awesome. And that makes me able to see it because I want to put all your art in our very special extravaganza next week. So make sure you turn them in. Also, please, 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 please turn in your Heathwood pictures if you want them in our end of the school year video for all of lower school. Got it? Okay, so this week we are going to be making, I went tropical again. I guess I really want a vacation. I don't know. But we're making tigers. And no, I am not making a statement on who I cheer for. Gamecocks are good. Clemson is good. I'm good with either, okay? So let's make some jungle tigers. Let's get creative. Okay, friends. One of our last times to say art mediums and material time. Okay, so we are, of course, going to need some paper. So get that. I am going to keep our picture out, or to look at, our inspiration, just because I think that helped last time with our toucans. So I'm going to keep it right here. Okay, so here are your choices to start with. If you want to start with a pencil because you want to be able to erase, do that. I actually suggest you could go ahead and rock it with a black crayon because we're going to create a little bit of a resist so we can do a watercolor background. But if you're not doing watercolors, don't worry about it. But you're going to need a black crayon definitely, no matter what. I'm going to start with a Sharpie. If you're allowed to use a Sharpie, go for it. If not, again, that black crayon is going to be your best friend. And I'm going to use a Sharpie pen. But if you have a ballpoint pen, any kind of pen that can make a small black mark will be perfect. Also, if you have watercolors to do the background, you may use those. If not, colored pencils, crayon markers, or anything you have at home will be perfect. Okay, you guys are probably used to that kind of spiel by now. But so, go get those materials, come back, and let's start, Mr. Tiger or Mrs. Tiger. Okay, guys, I'm going to start with a Sharpie. You, of course, can start with your crayon if you'd like. If you notice, I do have henna on me. It's kind of fading now. We had a henna party my nieces and I did. And you notice this awesome watch tan, and you know how giant my watch is. So, sorry guys, things aren't edited around here in the art studio. We're raw and real. So let's get started. Okay, so we're going to start with his nostril area and his, I guess, what is this called? The bridge of his nose, his snout, maybe. So we're going to come try to get to about the middle of the paper, about right here. And we're going to make one line like this and one like this, just so I know my boundaries. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to come down and I'm going to get a little bigger at the end. Kind of sometimes like when you're drawing a bridge of a human nose. I get smaller and bigger. Now we're going to make an upside. It's going to be the heart, but it's going to be a top side of the heart. So also it's kind of like when you were little and you drew seagulls or birds. It goes bump, bump. So you have a little bird inside. Now we're going to just come down, make one line just like this so we can make his nostrils. Out and over. Okay, because that's going to be our pink part. Now we're going to just come down, continue that line, and make his cheeks. His smiler cheeks. Now we're going to make his chin. And it's just a wide smiley face. Okay? Perfect. So we have this part done. Now we're going to do the eyes. So we're going to start with the brow. It's kind of like the shape of the top of your head. You guys, hope you know that I'm touching it right now, trying to show you. Forgetting that you can only see this part. Woo! Guys, we're going to get this done today. Okay, so we're going to go up and down. Up and down. Okay, and we're going to just make the eyes circles. 1, 2, okay? Now let's make the inside of his eyes. We have the pupils. And you know, we want to have that nice reflection. So we're going to make that. Now make sure you put them on. See how they're facing that way? If we put one right here and one right here, what would happen? It would kind of look like he was cross-eyed. I'm going to go ahead and color this in. Feel free to do that because I think it looks creepy without it. I don't know why. I always have to color in the pupils. Who knows, guys? But that is my choice on that one. Okay, so we have his face. Now we need his head features. So we're going to use this as kind of our guide of how long we're going to make this. So we're going to make a curved line up at the top, and we're going to come and make our ears. So now, if you want to make your ears kind of shaggy, kind of like how I did the sides, that's your choice. Kind of make them how you like it. So I'm going to make mine go up and over, and then do the inside of the ear. I'm going to try to match it on this side. I'm terrible at matching sometimes, but hey, we'll get it. And then the inside again. Boom. Now, I like to make mine shaggy. You can make yours a straight curved line if you like. I think it adds a lot of personality to them. So again, I'm just going to come and make a shaggy side. You're saying this looks weird. Well, it will look weird until we get to, colored and stuff. Don't go all the way down past his chin. You kind of come up to about right here. It can be anywhere halfway or anything you think that would look great. Then I'm going to make the shaggy parts of here. Now I'm going to make this one a little more shaggy. So I'm going to add. You can always go back and add. And then I'm going to try to jump across to make that even. Okay, so we have our beginning of our tiger. Woo! So now we're going to start adding the shading and coloring in. So we're going to take our black crayon and we're going to start our shading. Normally we could blend it like we did with the toucans. Like I said, we would blend it with oil pastels. Since we are going to use crayon, we're going to do it a different way. We're going to just change the value, which remember means use the same art medium, but bear down less, push down less to make a lighter color, bear down harder to make a darker color. We want this part to be super dark, so we're going to bear down very hard. Okay, and then we're going to come and I'm going to make a next shade, not so dark anymore. And then I want my lightest to be at the bottom. So I'm going to bang that. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing up in his ears. And I want this to be dark at the bottom, kind of, and then maybe I kind of actually want it to come up. Dark at the bottom. I always jump to the next one just so I am making sure I'm trying to keep one side the same as the other side. But again, if you're more comfortable by finishing this ear and then jumping to that ear, go for it. And again, always pause me if I'm going too fast or too slow for you. Go do what you need to do. So now we have that good spot. I'm going to go ahead and add dots, 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 dots. Okay. So still looking kind of crazy. So let's add the colors into this part. So what we're going to do is I'm going to use colored pencil just because they're right here, but you can use crayon. And I'm coloring in the nostrils pink. Because actually, if you notice, tigers do have pink nostrils. It's not just because I like the color pink. Okay, and then I'm going to do the eyes. And I'm going to pick I like the green. So I'm going to pick kind of a light green and a darker green. And we're going to try to make that effect. So I want the top part to be the darker. So I'm going to come and do this. Just like that. And then I'm going to take my lighter color. And I'm going to combine so the bottom part is lighter. See how it looks like it kind of gradually? But that was just combining two colors, okay? Awesome. Now we're going to start my favorite part, which is adding the strippity stripes. What would a tiger be without a stripes? I mean, it'd be kind of sad and boring. So we're going to use this line to make his brows first. So I'm just taking it and I'm making thoughtful squiggle lines, okay? And I'm just using this as a guide to do my first line. Now it looks like he has bushy eyebrows, and I enjoy that. Okay, and now I'm going to come and do the next, and I'm just going to match just to the top. Then I'm going to add another one, and another one on that side. Okay? Perfect. And I'm going to actually elongate this one a little bit. I think I want this one to be a little longer. But I can play with that in a second. I won't make you guys watch that part. So now I'm going to do it from the sides. And they kind of look more like a triangle. So you start out big and you get smaller as you go in. So it tapers. We've been using the word taper a lot. So I'm going to make this, and then it's going to come down to the side just like that. Okay, and then I'm going to make a longer one now. Okay, then we're just going to keep on adding your tiger's stripes. And now since it's coming from this side, I'm going to go up a little bit. Now it kind of looks like a Siberian tiger. And if you are really into Siberian tigers, you can say, hey, I want to keep it that way. But we're going to keep on adding more stuff to ours. I kind of want to emphasize his eyes. So I'm going to come back down. And I'm not going all the way to the nose. Right? See, I'm leaving a gap. And I'm going to come do the same thing on this side. It kind of just makes it look a little bit more done. Okay. Now I'm going to think about, if I want to keep on adding any more stripes, if I want any up here, I might add a little coming down, something kind of coming down like that to emphasize that. So next, we're going to start adding our orange. And we're going to you can use crayons or colored pencils. I'm going to use colored pencil right now just so it's easier for you to see. And I'm going to choose 2 different shades. And I'm going to change up the value, but I want a dark and a light because that's going to add our shadows and our show more texture to it, okay? So you're going to always start with the dark one. We're going to do the dark as the outline so it pops. Again, my other favorite word in the world, pop. So I'm pushing down hard. Coming from here. There we go. And then I'm going to pick up this one, and then I'm going to go lightly fill it in. And again, I'm using that trick of doing it on the side. So I'm coloring on the side because it makes it a little bit more smoother. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to do outline here because I want that dark parts to really pop. Okay, and then I'm going to I think I want this to be darker down here too. Okay. Then I have to also remember where I'm going to leave blank spaces for the white. Normally you would go over with white paint or with a white oil pastel or something. But since we don't have those, we're going to have to just be thoughtful about what we're going to keep white and not. Okay? So now I'm just going to go on the outline. And I want to keep part of it white. So I'm just going to go this far. Okay? So I'm going to come do the same thing on this side. Again, this is your artist's choice. Hold on, Rocky got something, so I'm going to go get that real quick from him. You could hear it in the background. I thought it was his toy. Definitely was not. Okay, he's going to show you what he did. I guess he has something against Super Smash Brothers. Rocky, I don't know what to do with you, do you? So he is going to go into timeout real quick. But first he wants to show you that he loves to draw tigers first. Dude, what are we going to do with you? I don't know either. Do not get that again. So he is almost a year old, but I think he's regressed a little. He also does not like it when I am doing videos. He likes it when I am paying attention to him constantly and always. So I think August, when we go back to school, is going to be a big, big transition for him. So I'm just going back over up here. I got a little distracted by you-know-who. Okay, and then I'm just going to come and now use my lighter shade, and fill in where I want the color. Now I want to remember, I want to keep some of it white, so I'm just going to make sure I think about what I want to keep the white area. It's actually a little harder to do than we normally would like in the classroom because we would have that oil pastel or paper. I'm watching to make sure he didn't go back and get all the Wii games. I guess he likes video games too, or I don't know. If you are a really good animal trainer, let me know. I might need some help, guys. So I'm going to leave this part some whites, and then I'm going to come and do the same thing on this side. And come down. And I kind of like to have a little bit of orange down here. And a little on the sides. But again, that's your choice. Now we're going to use our black crayon again to highlight and kind of make our tiger look even more 3D. So I'm going to come and I'm going to outline, not a thick outline, his nose area to make it pop. Okay, there we go. Okay, that's his toy. He's playing with it now. That's what I thought he was playing with at the beginning. So you might hear him in the background. I think he wants attention. And he loves y'all. He misses coming to the art studio and visiting, so I think he's struggling with that. Okay, so I'm just going back over this. And then I kind of want anywhere that I want a little bit of a bold line, I'm just coming back over in the corners and adding. Okay, so we're kind of done with that. If you want to add a little shading to your cheek area right there, you can. Now, our last step is to add texture, which is another element of art. We've used actually a couple different elements of art. We've used values, shades, lines. Now, okay, he's still being good. All kinds of different ones. So now we're going to use lines to create texture. So I'm going to make just kind of how we do when we ever did line drawings. We want to be purposeful with our lines. We don't want to just do line. We've talked about that before, especially my third graders when we did some tangles and stuff where you have to be purposeful with what you do. So I added more inside of here. I wanted maybe some more coming up out of his ear, some on his chinny chin. And again, this can be a ballpoint pen if you have an art marker. It just needs to be thin because you want to make thin lines. I'm going to make some coming down, maybe some longer horizontal lines. And actually a ballpoint pencil would look really good, work really a lot better than the Sharpie would if you used a crayon because the the ballpoint pen can get through the wax. So just see what you have at home. I'm adding more on the top there. I'm thinking about coming down right here. Anywhere you want to add lines to create more texture, go for it. Okay, so he kind of has a nice look to him, and we're going to do the background. All I did for the background is I used our black crayon again, like it would be a black oil pastel, and I just drew jungle background, kind of a funky background. You could do one color. You could do a design. My third graders, remember how we make that bokeh background for our owls? That could be it, where you kind of, just do that. So the reason I'm using crayons for this part is because if you would like to do, like I did, just watercolor it, that's what you can do, okay? So if you're going to use watercolors, make sure you're using a crayon because it creates that resist. Remember that the crayon says, hey, no, man, I'm here first. Watercolors. If you don't want to watercolor, use markers. Use oil pastels, use crayons. As long as you kind of want to make it fill in all in, because if you notice, this kind of looks sad compared to this one, okay? So make your jungle backgrounds, turn in any more work you have. I cannot believe next week will be our last video, so make sure you go and watch it. Always subscribe. You never know if there might be some bonus videos during the summer. So like, subscribe, send me your work, and I'll see you next week. Bye, guys.